Hello everyone, welcome to the course on network theory. Today we will be studying some of the basic terms which are very frequently used while solving the problems in network theory. So let us start with it. Some basic terms. First one is node. Now consider this example circuit shown here. In this circuit, the junction or a point wherever two or more circuit elements are connected together, it can be called as a node. So node is basically a junction point. Here for example, at this point number 2, we have one voltage source connected in this branch, one resistor connected over it, and other resistors also connected at this particular point 2 indirectly. Hence we can call this point number 2 as a node. Similarly, point 3, point 4 can also be called as a node. Now coming to next term, that is branch. When we say that when an element is connected at a node, between any two nodes, if an element is connected, that can be called as a branch. So branch is an element or number of elements connected between two nodes. Coming to the next term, that is loop. If we have any closed part or any closed path in a circuit, we can call it as a loop. For example, if we start from point number 1 and we move in a clockwise direction from 1 to 2, 2 to 7, 7 to 8, and again back to point number 1, it is forming a closed path. Hence we can call it as a loop, an electric loop. At the same time, we can see that the point number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and back to 1 is also forming a closed path. So we can also call it as a loop. But the difference between the loop 1, 2, 7, 8 and the loop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 is that the bigger one can be subdivided into further other loops. But the loop number 12781 or 23672 cannot be further divided. Such closed paths are called as mesh. So from this we can also say that all the meshes are loop, but all the loops are not meshes. Now to solve any problem in network theory, we need basic knowledge of two laws which are called as Kirchhoff's current law and Kirchhoff's voltage law. So Kirchhoff's current law, also known as KCL, states that the algebraic sum of currents meeting at a junction or a node in an electric circuit is 0. As we have seen just now, the junction or a node is a point where two or more than two elements come together, or two or more than two branches meet at that point. So if we consider in this example at node O, there are 5 branches coming, out of which there is I1 current incoming to that node, I2 current leaving that node, the current I3 is incoming, current I5 is incoming, and the current I4 is leaving at that particular node. So according to that Kirchhoff's current law, algebraic sum of all these currents should be equal to 0. Now the word algebraic means that we have to consider the sign of that currents also. For that sign, the sign convention assumed is all the incoming currents will be considered as positive and all the outgoing currents from that node will be considered as negative. So with this statement and conventions, for this particular node O, we can write KCL in the form I1 plus minus I2 plus I3 plus minus I4 plus I5 equals to 0. Here the currents I2 and I4 are taken as negative as they are leaving that node O. So if we will further solve it and take the negative terms on the other side of equal sign, we will find that I1 plus I3 plus I5 is equal to IT plus I2 plus I4. In short, we can have the statement of Kirchhoff's current law in other words such that the sum of the currents flowing towards any junction in an electric circuit is equal to the sum of the currents flowing away from that junction. Both will have the same meaning. So now, coming to Kirchhoff's voltage law. As the name indicates, this is applicable to the voltages in any closed circuit. As in KCL, we had algebraic sum of all the currents at a node. In KVL, we will have algebraic sum of all the voltages in any closed circuit or mesh or loop, and that sum will be equal to 0. Now again, we will have to follow some sign conventions while considering the voltages in the closed circuit. Now, if the direction of tracing that closed path for writing the KVL equation is in the clockwise direction and the polarity of the voltage source is shown like this, obviously we know that the smaller line indicate negative and the bigger line indicate positive. So if I am tracing like this and if the value of this voltage source is V, in that equation I will consider this as plus V. If I have exactly opposite, I have the smaller line while tracing the loop for writing the KVL equation, I will have to write minus V over here. Now this was related to the voltages of the voltage source. We know that the resistor element also has a voltage drop across it. So whenever in that closed path we have the component like resistor, we will have to consider the voltage drop across that component. Now the voltage drop by Ohm's law is given by I into R. Again, for that voltage drop, how we can find the direction or how we can find the sign? So in that branch, wherever the current is entering the component, that point is always taken as positive, and the point where the current is leaving is always taken as negative. As we can see over here in this figure B, the current is entering from right to left. So at the right side, the positive sign is given, whereas on the left side, the negative sign is given. So these are the signs drawn according to the direction of current entering in that component. But while tracing the loop for writing the KVL equation, if I am tracing it in the clockwise direction, the second sign which I am getting is negative. So here while writing the equation, I will take the voltage drop as minus IR. And in the second case, as I am tracing the loop in clockwise direction and my second sign is positive, I will write the drop across this as plus IR. So these are some of the sign conventions considered while writing KCL and KVL. These sign conventions are very important as the positive and negative sign can make lots of difference while doing the analysis of the network.